Today is a juncture, a transition, a change, a hope. We thank you, living and precious God and Savior, for the journey of these seniors, these soon-to-be graduates. They have been far, they have been near. They still have many paths to follow, roads to walk, burdens to bear, and joys to celebrate. As they will soon cross the stage, transform them from observers to servants, from fans to faithful persons and citizens, from students to leaders in their classrooms, workplaces, neighborhoods, communities, and the global village. Today we also remember the marvelous history of our Columbia College. We thank you for Wright Spears, Lucy Godbold, Peter Mitchell, Johnnie Cordell Breed, Caroline Whitson, and all those benefactors who have physically and spiritually enriched this very special place. Daily guide our trustees, faculty, staff, President Dendorf, and most particularly the soon-to-be new graduates. Help them to be more loving, giving, grace-filled, and exemplary in every way. It is in your awesome strength and encouragement that we daily rely. We trust and ultimately place these graduates into your constant care. In this Easter season, we proclaim, as those first observers did, Alleluia, Alleluia, Amen.
I'm Becky Lafitte, and I bring greetings and congratulatory wishes from the Columbia College Board of Trustees as we are honored to participate in your commencement ceremony. I am also extremely honored to share the platform with Dr. Johnnie Cordell Breed, with whom I've had the privilege of serving as a member of the Board of Trustees, and one that I call a dear friend. Dr. Breed is the role model to which we should all aspire to emulate. Aside from her keen intellect and strong work ethic, she is real, genuine, and sincere. I recently read a quote from Oprah Winfrey, where Dr. Breed immediately came to mind. It may have been because the word bus was in the quote, but it also expressed the importance of surrounding yourself with people who are real, genuine, and sincere. The quote is as follows: "Lots of people want to ride with you in the limo, but what you want is someone who is willing to take the bus with you when the limo breaks down." Dr. Breed, I would be honored to ride on any bus with you at any time, to any place, anywhere. We welcome you and your wonderful family to this special occasion. Graduates, the graduation regalia you wear is regal, is splendid, is dignified. The privilege to wear the gown did not come without much sacrifice, hard work and determination on your part, and financial sacrifices from your family. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I am asking each of you here today to honor the dignity and the solemnity of the occasion by withholding your applause until all degrees have been awarded. I would respectfully request that you refrain from loud shouts and from boasts that take away from the dignity of this ceremony. I would also ask that all cell phones be cut off. I am not trying to put a damper on this occasion because I love to celebrate as much as anyone else. But there will be a time and a place at the end of the ceremony, and I ask each of you to let's uphold the dignity and the solemnity of this occasion. I thank you for your consideration. Now to our distinguished President Dendorf, thank you for your tireless efforts in leading us to become one of the renowned women's arts, liberal arts institutions in the country. Your tireless excellence are unbelievable. To our dedicated faculty and staff, second to none I might add, Thank you for academically challenging, encouraging, and guiding our students along their journey. When all of you boarded the C.C. Kowalin in your freshman year, you had no clue on what seat to take. Never forget, these committed and dedicated faculty members helped you find the right seat on the bus, and they have brought you to this intended destination. Thank you so much. A few were still here when I was here in '77, and for those of you retiring, you know who you are. God bless you, and thank you for your service. To the donors who have funded scholarships to our graduates, thank you. Without your generous contribution, many of us would not have had a college education. To my fellow Board of Trustees, I thank you for your leadership and unwavering commitment. As I exit the bus with the graduates today, I will forever remember the fantastic journey I've had with each of you. The graduates, as you exit the comfort of your seat at Columbia College, rest assured that you're leaving well prepared to face any situation that you face. There is another bus waiting for you to board, but I'm confident you will find the right seat because of these wonderful professors who have guided you on the journey. As noted by Sir Joseph Fresco, travel not for the destination, but for the joy of the journey. May all of your journeys be blessed with God's fullness and safekeeping to all of you. Congratulations and Godspeed.
It is an honor to introduce a great friend to Columbia College, Dr. Johnnie Cordell Breed. Dr. Breed is a wonderful example of the courage, motivation, and leadership that characterizes Columbia College graduates. She is a visionary and an entrepreneur without parallel. Dr. Breed built multiple businesses based on her keen ability to recognize the large potential in what others see as a small idea. Time and again, throughout her career, she said yes to opportunities others have ignored. Her entrepreneurship and business acumen are complemented by her understanding of technology and transport logistics. Dr. Breed founded Ground Transportation Services in 1974, developing and implementing bulk ticketing for travel. She then turned to supplying transportation management for the United States Department of Defense, and later helped pioneer the automotive airbag industry. Dr. Breed's creativity and entrepreneurial brilliance know no bounds. When she's not blazing trails in business, Dr. Breed is serving in the community as a passionate philanthropist. She and her late husband, Alan, formed the Breed Charitable Foundation with education and medical research as its primary mission. Dr. Breed unselfishly gives of her time to promote awareness for the many organizations that are close to her heart. Columbia College was honored to have Dr. Breed serve as the Columbia College Executive in Residence in 1990, when she was awarded an honorary doctorate degree from Columbia College in Business and Economics. In 1993, we opened the Johnnie Cordell Breed Leadership Center for Women, which serves as a focal point and welcome center on campus, as well as housing advanced classroom spaces. In 1995, because of Dr. Breed's support, the college laid the fiber optic cables that gave Columbia College access to the internet for the first time. We are incredibly fortunate to have such an innovative leader as an example to our students of what can be achieved when you choose not to see boundaries, but instead to see boundless opportunities. There is no better example of leading the way than Dr. Johnnie Cordell Breed. She knows that having great vision and being willing to take risks are crucial to success. But so are good planning, sound judgment, and a ton of hard work. Her leadership and achievements have been and continue to be an inspiration to all of us at Columbia College. On this special occasion of the 2014 Columbia College Commencement, I am proud to introduce to you Dr. Johnnie Cordell Breed.
Becky, I can arrange for you to have a seat on the bus. You're not aware of it yet, but that is what we do. We arrange seats on buses. So, good morning. I'd like to thank President Dindorf, the Board of Trustees, for inviting me to speak today. I also want to thank my family, my mother and my stepfather. My son is attending today to support me. Also, I'd like to recognize Dr. Charles Israel. He is a retired English professor from this college, was here 27 years. Dr. Israel is the reason I came to Columbia College. When I was given the Krakow grant, I really had nowhere to go with a $25,000 grant. And Dr. Israel stepped up and said, we can use the money. So he brought me here, and as a result of that, he and his wife, Emily, who I have nothing but the greatest of respect for, have been my friends now since 1990, 1989, and they're here today also to support me. This is the second time I have addressed a graduating class of Columbia. The first time, which you've already heard, was that I was here in 1990. And that's when we launched the Leadership Center for Women. I have a tremendous passion for women in business. For many years, we went unrecognized. So to be here with you today and to see the building as still standing on the campus and knowing of all the things that have happened and of all of the inspiration that building has brought, I can't tell you how much it means to me to be back here today. After accepting to speak, I set about quizzing friends, family members, employees, what they would consider important enough for me to talk to you about today. I mean, I could have gone anywhere with this. So I was asked to tell you a little bit about my life history, how I made it through the glass ceiling. And the glass ceiling has existed, still exists a little bit, but not to the extent that it was whenever I started out my business career. I also wanted to focus on what it takes to set you apart from the mass of graduates that are seeking employment this year. I have suggestions I'm going to talk to you about how to succeed as a woman in business, how the world has changed, but basically from my personal experiences. My business career started nearly 50 years ago. I was going to say 45, but my son corrected me and said, no, it was 50. So, all right, we've established that. I've been here a long time. Okay, beginning in the 60s, women were largely relegated to purely administrative positions. The glass ceiling definitely existed. In the 70s, women moved to department head and supervisory positions. 80s and 90s, women began occupying senior executive positions beyond human resources. Then in 2000 to the present, women run some of the largest and most sophisticated corporations in the world, with pay beginning to commensurate with their male counterparts. Recent examples, and I'm just going to point out a few: Jenny Rometty, who is CEO of IBM, Ellen Coleman, who is the CEO of DuPont, Marilyn Houston, the CEO of Lockheed Martin, Sheryl Sandberg, the Chief Operating Officer of Facebook, Mary Barra, the CEO of General Motors, Lynn Good, the CEO of Duke Energy. That's just to name a few, and doesn't address all the women in boardrooms and senior executive positions all over the country. These women now lead major corporations in virtually every business sector, including the previous exclusive male domains of defense, technology, automotive, and energy. I began my working career just after the assassination of John F. Kennedy. It was a terrible time. The nation was in shock and despair. There was huge unrest. The next year, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 was passed. That culminated with riots and lawlessness. There was a lot of uncertainty at that point in time. I was 20 years old. There was also tremendous uncertainty with Vietnam. Many of my high school friends were drafted, went to war, and never returned. No one really knew what to do, where to go. I left the University of Georgia, went home to Jacksonville, Florida, to marry the boy that I had been dating for 2 years. We had just received word that his brother was killed in Vietnam. It was a very emotional time. When I arrived at home, though, I had to get a job to fill in the time before I was to be married 8 months later. I took a position as a receptionist and a telephone operator at a savings and loan named Fidelity Federal. After a brief period, I was offered a chance to attend a night class to learn about the business. I kept asking so many questions about, what do we do here? I don't really understand what's going on. I had such a strong curiosity about the purpose of the business. I find that today I still have a keen curiosity about any business to which I'm exposed. I completed the courses offered, went to night school, by the way, and congratulations to those of you attending night school. Shortly thereafter, the Savings and Loan purchased a computer system from NCR, which still exists today, and I heard the word for the first time, software. Had no idea what anyone could be talking about software. My company needed people to train in programming, and because there were no programmers, they settled for those of us who had knowledge of the business, the savings and loan. You see, taking those courses had paid off for me because I had that knowledge at a time it was needed so that I could go into a different area of the business. Fidelity Federal sent me to NCR Programming School in Dayton, Ohio. For a period of 2 years, I flew back and forth. I was going to Dayton weekly, and remember, I was very young, and I had a husband now at home. But I found I had a fairly logical mind. I caught on to it quickly. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I was the only woman on the campus of the Dayton School for Programming. The only one. We weren't supposed to be logical enough to be programmers. We were tested, I was tested extensively. They continued to test women but never accepted them. In order for me to stay in school, I had to be tested, retested, and retested, while the men really only had to show up. I continued on with the savings and loan and oversaw the installation of the computers that were necessary at that time, and I really enjoyed what I was doing. So after all those installations were completed, I applied to NCR to continue my work in systems. I can tell you I had no vision as to what all of it was going to lead to. All I knew was that I had been given an opportunity and I was going to seize it because I knew what software was. Well, it was preferable not to hire women. Women were thought not to be reliable, not long-term forces in the business world, and in all probability going to get pregnant, stay home, raise a family. And we all know that's a joke, right? I was offered a secretarial position, but I never represented to anyone that I could type. I really was not secretarial material. So in order for me to hold on to my job, I had to hire a typist to do my work in the evenings, who did the reports and the proposals. But I was not going to give up on my opportunity to be first in line when they finally decided to hire a woman for a programming position in a national company. They were reluctant to give me the job even though I'd proven myself. And this is when I learned some very important facts of the business world. I had worked 60 to 70 hours a week. I traveled to companies in my automobile, and I worked the overtime so that I could afford to buy my car. my husband and I struggled. I was making $280 a month, far less than any man on the payroll, and yet I was expected to work longer and be more reliable. We had to continue to prove ourselves over and over again. I saw the injustices and the prejudices against women of childbearing age. The company was right, however. During my second year, my first son was born. I received no paid maternity benefits, so I had to go back to work 2 weeks after he was born, and I had to get approval from the president of the company for me to return to work after 2 weeks, because no woman ever gave birth and went back to work. I assumed all my former responsibilities, and then I learned one of the most important lessons that I would ever learn, and one that would steer me and set me on a path of trying to protect women in the workforce. My infant son was very ill, and it was necessary for me to take him to the doctor. I asked my boss if I could have the time off to do so. He denied the request. I said, well, I have to go. And he told me that he was going to teach me the lesson of why women should not be in the workforce and not be taking the positions that really should go to men who will be far more responsible. I was fired. It was tough. I was devastated, I was shocked, but then I learned a second lesson. I thought I was indispensable. Well, the hole just closed right up. I was never missed, to my knowledge. No one ever called me. So this was quite a lesson to learn early in life, and I have never forgotten those lessons today. I have always supported working mothers. I was one, and I was fired. I have always supported women in my company where I can bring them in and giving them preferential treatment and extra time off to look out after their families and never to be told they could not take their sick child to the doctor. After leaving the programming field, giving birth to the second son, and working several part-time jobs, I went to work at the Naval Air Station in Jacksonville, and there I saw how all the waste that goes on in the massive handling of paperwork to do a very simple function, putting a person on a bus. But I didn't know how to do it. So once again, I went into studying government travel regulations, applying logic that I had learned working with computers and systems, and with the aid of an Air Force sergeant, I wrote my first unsolicited proposal for the Air Force. See, they won't put out requests for anyone to do it because they didn't know they could do it. So it was up to me to tell them about computers and tell them what you could do. So there were a lot of roadblocks. I won't go into all of that. I encountered trying to change the government, and that was a lesson in itself. But I could only work on the ground, Greyhound Trailways, Amtrak. By the way, I work Greyhound Trailways, Amtrak today. It was against regulations to buy air travel from any entity but the government at that time. There's much more to this story, but I had to go to Finance Center. I actually had to get the government to change the way that they paid for travel. Everybody thought I was absolutely crazy, wanted to know why in the world did I think I could go into a government finance center and tell all these people how they were supposed to do something or how they should be doing it to save money. Even that was a new concept at that time. I didn't know I couldn't. I knew I would go. I did not know that I could not convince the people that were there that there was a better way to do it. But I'd done my homework. I understood all the savings to the government. I had one customer, one product, and then I had a plan just to take over the entire military defense program. A lot harder than I thought it would be, but I studied, and that's one of the things that I want to stress to you. I had to learn about it. There was no easy answer. More importantly, there was no Google. I actually had to look up everything. It was hard, but I did prevail with getting a meeting with an Army general. But there was a funny thing that happened in that meeting. He said he wanted to meet with my boss, Johnnie Cordell. You see, my name had gotten me approval for the meeting, and it was acceptable because he thought I was a man. But he did not understand, nor did he accept, that a woman could walk in with no military service and tell him how he should be processing his applicant travel for the services. Well, it was an awkward, tense meeting, one I have been reliving now several times before today's speech. But he did agree to let me put in this test program, but only if I stayed in the background and no one was ever to know that I was a woman. He did not think his men would follow the changes that were being recommended at that time. But it was successful, and at age 37 now, 7 years after I'd entered the passenger transportation office and just gone into the Department of Defense work, I had 100% of the military services. And today, I am proud to say that TransCorp has continued to serve all of the military, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, National Guard, all of the National Guards, and all of the reserve units. At that point in time, I was arranging all the transportation for the military. I had my own business, and I was able to, then I could afford to hire women, and that's what I did hire. That year, after the 7 years, I sold $13 million worth of bus tickets. Now that's a lot of bus tickets. And at 10% commission. Now you are soon to be college graduates, you can do the quick math, okay? I had personally achieved my goal of the business that I wanted to incorporate into TransCorp with all the branches of the defense. But I want to point out the milestones and how I got to that point in my career. I was curious. I always wanted to know how things work. Look around you, observe. Now you can go Google it, but go ahead, look around it. I never went into a meeting, as far as I was concerned, without feeling prepared. I was always knowledgeable of what it was I wanted to achieve when I walked in the door. I was always interested in who was actually the decision maker in the room. It's very important to know who the most important person is in the room, or who was going to be the decision maker. It's not always obvious. It's not the one with the biggest title. Although I asked for advice, I really never wanted anybody to tell me that I couldn't do it. I wanted them to help me to do it. I wanted to know how, not with no. I didn't accept that I couldn't or wouldn't reach my goals. But here again, I had to define what my goals were. And one thing I'd like you to take away today is that know what it is you want to do, and then work like all get out to get it. You consider me strong-willed, but I truly believed what I was doing. Also, through all of this, we had the women's movement. I have to tell you, I really was not an active participant because I never wanted to take the step down. I already knew that I could do whatever it was I wanted to do, and I could do it as a woman. So what did I do? After working with the military, there was no more male-dominated organization than the military at that time. But then I moved to the more chauvinistic automotive industry. A glass ceiling? No. A concrete ceiling? Yes. At that time, I was the only woman in attendance in meetings, and frankly, I'm certain that I created a lot of issues for the good old boys. They just didn't know how to handle a woman in a meeting where there were no men. I mean, there were no other women. Only the ones that brought the donuts and the coffee, and I think that's what they thought I was there to do to begin with. But I worked with all the car companies, and I was the only woman in attendance. However, it was a situation where I was becoming known and I was respected. And that is something that I was striving to be. I wanted to be respected, because if I could be respected, they would listen to me. But I would have to go about it quietly. And that is another characteristic. I know it's going to be difficult for you to believe that as I stand up here and talk, but I was very, very quiet. I listened. I really, really listened. I listened to other ideas because maybe it was something that we should incorporate as to what our presentation was going to be. Breed recorded record earnings of 17% net after tax. The auto industry does not permit that. We were an oddity of itself. I was the token female, absolutely. And I worked easily with European automakers. They were comfortable with women in managing positions. After all, they had kings and queens, so they were far more accepting. I was able to network with suppliers and began sitting on panels discussing different topics around the world. It was tough. I had to be more knowledgeable about the economics and economy of a country because we were in 14 different countries. I jokingly like to say, and I'll say this in front of the CFO for the college, I lost money in 14 currencies. And it was really tough. You see, my husband and I were always very active at what was going on in world affairs. Now, there is a Society of Automotive Engineers, and these are the engineers that work with the automotive companies, and it is a very prestigious organization. I was given an honorary membership in that organization, and I felt like I had truly arrived. We established a scholarship for women to encourage them to go to engineering school. And my husband always very graciously put it in my name, although people still thought I was a man. They saw that there were scholarships available for women, and we encouraged them to go into engineering. But then I had the ultimate recognition. I was elected to become the Michigan leader of Boy Scouts of America. At that time, they were all Boy Scouts. And here again, I was a female. It surprised a lot of people. I was respected by the automotive companies. I was respected by suppliers. We formed relationships. One of our strongest was with Siemens AG. I was a novelty in the auto industry. Sometimes it helps to stand out, you know. That's not always a disadvantage. So after a mere 30 years of working in male-dominated industries, I knew that I was no longer that token. I did not have the answers to every question, but I relied on research, my own observations, and my experience. I was prepared, I studied, and I stuck with my plan. Now I can tell you, at that point, I turned 50 years old. Okay, so at the time I was working in the auto industry, my stepfather, who's here today, Calvin Bees, he operated TransCore in my absence, and he did a great job, and I really appreciate him for doing that. He held it together. My husband died of lung cancer in 1999, a non-smoker, I might add. I stepped down with the board of directors from our Breed Automotive, and I returned to Jacksonville to TransCore as my stepfather retired as president. My son Terry, who's also here today, and I work together daily. I'm still very active in the workforce, although some people think it's time for me to retire too. To strengthen TransCore, we work together, and we are expanding our product base. TransCore is now 40 years old. According to the National Association of Colleges and Employers, the National Center for Educational Statistics project that 1.6 million students will receive bachelor's degree and will graduate as the college class of 2014. I have to tell you, I had to Google that twice. 1.6 million this year alone. So how do you make a difference? How do you set yourself apart? While I said there's really no longer a glass ceiling, it's not a glass ceiling like I encountered. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. But many women have gone on before you and have done what's necessary for you to have the opportunity to move into the business world without severe restrictions and limitations. You can really do whatever it is you want to do, as long as you're prepared to do it. I stress being curious, because if you're not curious, you'll never be aware of what's going on around you, and you will miss those small little opportunities that might permit you to pick up an idea and do something creative to distinguish yourself from everyone in your company. Your degree today is only the beginning. It is just absolutely the beginning. I know you worked hard, your parents have, they have sacrificed, they have encouraged you, your support groups have done that. But this is only the beginning. Continue to read. That might be a novel idea. Continue to read, study, ask questions. Your education cannot be taken from you. Build upon it. Use it as your core. Use it as your beginning. Today is what you have worked for through all the plans of what it takes to get to this point. Now you have the world, and you can do anything. Build on this education that you have been fortunate enough to be sitting here today and will be receiving a degree that says you did it. Create a network. Don't forget the people you're sitting next to. You might walk into an office applying for a position and find out that person beat you to it and is already in the building. Network. Beware of your image and your branding. You want to establish yourself as a person who gets things done. Don't cut class. Be serious about what you're doing. You're being paid to do a job. Be a person who gets things done. But listen, listen, listen. You cannot learn if you're the one doing all the talking. Women continue to transition in authority. Women can do anything. Two women in my life. I have a friend who was actually wounded in Iraq. She served as an aerobatic technician and a helicopter combat medic. That is proof that women can do anything. However, the person that I believe that I most admire is my daughter-in-law, Johnnie Cordell. Unfortunately, Lori is not here. She's recovering from some surgery she had earlier in the week, and I'm so sorry she's not here. I'm her mother-in-law. It would be really nice for her to hear that I'm saying really nice things about her. I'm sorry she's not here for you to be able to meet her. Lori graduated from high school and then enlisted in the Navy. My daughter-in-law is a veteran. She served on the USS Yosemite as a petty officer during the Gulf War. I think it's amazing. She has done things I would never have, well, of course, at my generation wouldn't have been accepted, and I know we would not have been on a battleship or a supply ship or any ship. She was on the USS Yosemite. She left the military after her agreed-upon 4-year period. She attended undergraduate school in California on the GI Bill. That's the way she went to college. She then went on to University of Miami Law School. Today she is Associate General Counsel for a major staffing company. She practices commercial and employment litigation. She was a petty officer in the Navy. While working full-time and managing her career, she gave birth to my precious little 4-year-old, Casey. You see, she's both a mother and a very successful businesswoman. I wanted you to know that you can do it. Lori lives by the rule that if someone tells you no, you've got to look for a different way or try harder. It's worked for her. She is an example of how you can reach your goals. My husband lived by 2 principles in how to succeed in the business world. He believed so strongly in them, he printed them on cards. One was enthusiasm, the other one was persistence, and he passed them out to everyone that he knew. Just going to talk to you one moment in closing about enthusiasm. According to Henry Ford, the first, you can do anything if you have enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is the yeast that makes your hope rise to the stars. Enthusiasm is the sparkle in your eye, it's the swing in your gait, the grip of your hand, the irresistible surge of your will, and the energy to execute your ideas. Enthusiasts are fighters. They have fortitude, they have staying quality. Enthusiasm is at the bottom of all progress. Without accomplishment, there is only alibis. I urge you to be enthusiastic about anything you do, but it has to go hand in hand with persistence. Today you're receiving your diploma. It's a recognition of all you've accomplished, all your hard work. I offer you my congratulations. I especially congratulate your families, your parents. I've been on that side of it. And I definitely want to recognize all of your support groups because you did not get here easily. And all the support you have had from all of the people at Columbia College is amazing. I cannot tell you how awesome, and that's the best word. It is just awesome to be here. Thank you, it's been a pleasure.
Wow, with that inspiration from Dr. Breed sharing her story, I know we're all just ready with our enthusiasm and our persistence to do anything. All right. Columbia College graduates, class of 2014. It has been a joy to get to know you and to know so many of you during my past 2 years since I became president of the college. I have never felt more energized and more fulfilled than I do leading this great institution. And it is because of you. You are the heart and soul of Columbia College. I will miss seeing you after you graduate, walking by outside my office, or some of you jogging by many times. Or when I'm walking my dog Cinnamon on campus and we stop to visit with you. I will miss seeing you on the playing fields, leading the Fighting Koalas to victory and as champions of character. Giving musical performances, presenting your research at Spears Fest and at major conferences around the region and the nation, performing in follies, and volunteering to help others. From the day I arrived at the start of your junior year, you showed me how special the Columbia College community is as you welcomed me with your confidence and your grace and your patience as I'd ask you to remind me once again what your name was. Because I truly want to know each of you. I want to give a special shout out to the women and men of our evening program who are graduating today. I've watched you come to class after a long day at work, as most people are heading home for the evening. I have tremendous respect for the courage and commitment you have shown in earning your baccalaureate degree through our evening program. I will miss all of you terribly, and I am filled with excitement and anticipation to see where you go in your lives, because you are all members of this close-knit family. I know the faculty and staff who have guided you and your growth feel enormous pride in what you have accomplished, and great optimism about the role you will play in shaping the future. Some of you may become successful entrepreneurs like Dr. Johnnie Cordell Breed, or go to graduate school like our alumna, Dr. Danielle Walsh, who is today a pediatric surgeon and educator. Or you may follow the footsteps of Judge Kay West, a graduate of our evening program, who continued on to law school and today is a federal judge. No matter what path each of you chooses, I know this class will make a positive difference in the world and in the lives of so many others, because you have made a positive difference during your time at Columbia College. Each of you has forged a unique path to courage, commitment, confidence, and competence. We have a long tradition, 160 years long, of transforming the lives of our students by inspiring them to become successful leaders, from the boardroom to the courtroom to global communities everywhere. Likewise, you have been educated for leadership. President John Quincy Adams said, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader." Your years at Columbia College have prepared you to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more. Now it is your turn to inspire others to do the same. An important part of being successful in life is using your accumulated skills and talents to give back to others. Through your service learning and leadership experiences, you have each witnessed the difference one person can make, and I know you will be passionate ambassadors for Columbia College and our mission and values. Our students will be reminded for years to come of your generosity in beautifying the Hudson Residence Hall with your senior class gift, and I thank you. But even without your gift, never forget that each of you is always a part of Columbia College family, and our faculty, staff, and alumni, over 12,000 strong in South Carolina alone, are always here for you. We look forward to following your future, and I hope you will follow our progress as well. Just as this is an exciting time in your life, it is an exciting time in the life of Columbia College. We're evolving, innovating, and growing through new initiatives to foster the next generation of leaders, strong-minded and purposeful individuals like each of you, who will think critically, communicate eloquently, and work ambitiously. You will be proud to call them your fellow alumni. You came here with big ideas for your life. Now you have the academic preparation, practical knowledge, and real-world experience to bring those ideas to life. Members of the Columbia College class of 2014, let's put the world on notice. You're on your way. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm so proud to be standing here in front of you all, such wonderful, talented women. I have many fond memories of our time here at Columbia College, but they are not of our class alone. When we were first years, the juniors showed us the tenacity and energy it took to succeed at Ludi Bowl. We may not have won that year, but we won our sophomore year, and our junior year, and our senior year. The seniors showed us during Follies how much emotion and energy and time it took to put together a skit, how much time we had to work together those long hours in the basement, and they cried every year. And I did too, and so far I'm doing a really good job. Our sophomore year, when we put together the Big Sister, Little Sister program, we learned that we had to work together to mentor the classes below us. And I'm so glad to say that some of my little sisters are here sharing this moment with all of us today. But honestly, I could not have asked for a better group of women to spend 4 years with. Thank you for your relentless energy, your selfless support of each other, and the tenacity with which we fought to be here today. As Winnie the Pooh said, how lucky we are to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. But I'd like to leave you on a different note. Throughout my time here, I've learned that intelligence is the acquired knowledge that we have acquired, and that wisdom is knowing how to use that knowledge. My sister told me a joke. She said that an intelligent person knows that a tomato is a fruit, but a wise person knows to not put it in the fruit salad. So through our time here at Columbia College, I know that we have all acquired intelligence, but I know that each and every one of you is leaving here a little bit wiser. Thank you.
Graduates, you are surrounded by an elite class of Columbia College alumni. You've contributed leadership, dedication, and integrity to this institution, and your legacy will always be present as you leave these hallowed halls. As your representative to the Columbia College Alumni Association, I welcome you into the 5th oldest alumni association in the country. On this special day, I challenge you to begin planting seeds for the next generation of students here, reminding them always of our rich heritage since the founding of the college in 1854. You have worked hard for your success here, and I hope Columbia College will always have a special place in your heart. To the graduates of the class of 2014, congratulations and best wishes to you all. Thank you.
Because you have satisfied the requirements of the degree, have been recommended by the faculty, have been approved by the Board of Trustees, by the authority vested in me by the state of South Carolina and the Board of Trustees of Columbia College, it is my pleasure to confer upon each of you the bachelor's degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining.
For the Bachelor of Arts degree, first for the evening college. Tanisha Tierra Adams. Tracy Anita Alexander. Julia Caldwell Anderson, in absentia. Michelle Denise Anderson. Brittany Chanel Ballard, in absentia. Susanna Maria Berry. Maeva Marisa Blackwell. Johanna Denise Bridger. Evelyn L. Brown. Elizabeth Serena Canty. Kelly Corcoran Coleman. Dania Juanice Collier. Patty Nelson Florence, magna cum laude. Shara Gant Freeman, summa cum laude. Antoinette Latrice Fuller, in absentia. Letitia Capri Gibbs. Melissa Estelle Green, magna cum laude. Sarah Inez Gambrell Grigsby. Marcus Lloyd Hart. Jennifer Christie Hickman Roulette. Kanku Mimi Holmes. Ruby Mathis Hopkins. Candace Alicia Jacobs. Kendra Michelle Johnson. Michelle Forney Johnson. Michelle Kennedy Darty. Angela Christina Kruger, cum laude. Jackie Letitia Leverett. Mayor Jawant Main, in absentia. Mariah Matthews. Melissa Jo O'Reilly. Michelle Ray. Lydia Carnasali Rice. Kathleen Finney Rich. Carolyn A. Satansky. Kayla Annette Sharper. Edward Joseph Simmons. Brianna Colleen Smith, in absentia. Latanya Andrea Spatz. Delaney Swan Steele. Tara Renee Stewart. Nicole Danielle Varnado. Carmen Vasquez. Johnny Jamont Ware. Angela Smith White. Now for the Bachelor of Arts degrees from the Women's College. Tammy K. Alveshire, cum laude. Jessica Sarah Antoine. Jordan Elizabeth Atkinson. Jasmine Monique Barnes. Kayla Brittany Barr. Nicole Ann Bayer, magna cum laude. Kendra Marcille Bell, summa cum laude. Erica Monique Berry, cum laude. Claudia Bending, cum laude, cum onere. Precious Renee Bowman. Deborah Grace Broughton, magna cum laude. Stephanie Parise Bryant. Joanna Barber Birch, magna cum laude, cum onere. Tanisha Nicole Bush, magna cum laude. Tiara Monche Carroll. Patricia Rose Seeley, summa cum laude, cum onere. Stacy Carolyn Clark. Shirley Ray Close, in absentia. Emma Jo Condon, cum laude, cum onere. Rachel Nicole Connolly. Cherie Linda Copens. Caitlin Alicia Cosby. Danielle Ella Cupid. Megan Kathleen Cassandra DeVille. Brittany Leanne Doyle. Stacy Marie Dunham. Michaela Bayer Easterling, magna cum laude. Anna Geldman Edmonds, magna cum laude. Daisha Adon Irvin. Elizabeth Ann Fabian, cum laude. Raven Pierce Fair. Ashley Morgan Forehand. Shelby Jolene Foster. Kate Ellen Fritter. Andrea Renee Gamble. Tiffany Brooke Jimlock. Farron Denise Gordon. Bridget DeAndrea Graham. Dawn Marie Graham. Lauren Michelle Hagans, in absentia. Morgan Leah Hall, in absentia. Caitlin Elizabeth Hallman, summa cum laude. Anne Louise Henderson, cum laude. Crystal Lee Hernandez. Lindsay Selena Hernandez, magna cum laude, cum onere. Rebecca Devon Herrick, magna cum laude. Materia Trinice Holly. Sade Letitia Holmes. Annette Marie Hudson. Jessica Ann Hunt. Parker Alexandra Jensen. Jessica Johnson. Isabella Natalie Jones, cum laude. Tahira Shanice Jones. Tara K. Kleinschmidt. Marianne Knight. Lindsay Danielle Nip, cum laude. Heather Janice Leeper, summa cum laude. Alexis Danielle Lucas. Monique Chantel Manigo. Jessica Rosa Martinez. Meredith Lynch Matthews, summa cum laude. Teresa Allen Keith Maybank. Linda Nicole McLean. Chantel Amina McGill. Colin Elizabeth McKenzie. Michelle Ray Miller. Sarah Elizabeth Maliski. Hannah Claire Milner. Allison Alexis Mobley. Leighton Creed Mount. Jahan Aisha Muhammad. Vanessa Richards Murtaugh, cum laude. Kirby Nicole Norris. Megan Meredith Paget. Allison Lauren Flavor. Jordan Alyssa Pilkey, summa cum laude, cum honore. Megan Deshay Highland. Erin Eden Holston. Yolanda Raquel Prince. Kelsey Nicole Pruitt. Ashley Nicole Puckett. Jessica Lynn Tahatha. Uni Christina Ratzenba Harrison. Tiffany Reddick, in absentia. Selena Renee Reinhardt. Aaron Garrett Rivers. Therese Nicole Robertson. Nakia Lillian Amanda Robinson Macon. Laquina Jasmine Rowe. Cassandra Renee Rogers. Stephanie Lynn Sarkany, magna cum laude. Jessica Elizabeth Scruggs, magna cum laude. Jessica Shaw Seal, magna cum laude. Olivia Catherine Sugar, summa cum laude, cum onere. Hebra Nashawn Simpson. Erica Denise Singleton. Haley Marie Small, cum onere. Samantha Leah Smith. Kimberly Yvonne Spade, cum laude, cum onere. Shamika Danielle Span. Jessie Jean Spires. Alyssa Whitley Sprinkle. Brittany Alexandria Stevenson. Lydia Emily Surratt, cum laude, cum onere. Samantha Ella Louise Thomas. Naja Shanice Thompson. Courtney Lynn Truesdale, cum onere. Jessica Lynn Tucker. Samantha Marie Waldron, cum laude. Rebecca Elise Walston, magna cum laude. Susan Alicia Gabrielle Walters, cum laude. Macy Ann Ward. Courtney Cherie Washington. Kristen Tierra White. Chelsea Erica Whiteman. Terry Elizabeth Whitfield. Ashley Charlene Pratt Williams. Cecilia Lee Williams. Sarah Grace Williams, summa cum laude, cum onere. Claire Anna Williamson. Taylor Morgan Willis. Dontrell Shanae Wilson. Michelle Alexandria Yarborough. Lauren Ashley Zarfus. For the Bachelor of Science degree, Nikki Jo Atencio, cum onere. Aida Natalie Briseño. Kristen Cherise Brown. Sarah Elizabeth Brown. Melissa Jane Canavo, cum laude. Chelsea Elizabeth Dunn, cum laude. Amber Tanio Gibbs. Brianna Michelle Heiss. Tierra Michelle Jarman, in absentia. Hannah Marie Kaiser, magna cum laude. Martha Liliana Molina Sanchez. Brianna Michelle Newton. Brandy Marie Shaw. Adia Bianca Singleton. Kimberly Mary Louise Stemper. Amanda Christine Strickland, magna cum laude, cum inere. Shannon Christine Theobald, summa cum laude, cum inere. Braylee Michelle Wagner, cum inere. Anna Karina Yanis Velarde is receiving 2 degrees, a Bachelor of Arts degree and a Bachelor of Science degree. Camille Lorraine Yearwood. Now let us clap for them all.
One last time for me, will you hear and receive this benediction? If here in this place called Columbia College, you have found freedom and knowledge, take it with you into the world. If you have found comfort and friendship, go and be a friend to others. If you have known love and service, go and give some back to a bruised and hurting world. If you have dreamed dreams, then help one another that they may come true. May you go in joy, may you go in love, and may you go with the peace of God be with you. Amen. Amen.